Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. All right. We are the Society Circus Players. Allow me to introduce everybody. Brooke down there. Brooke, say hi.
Hello.
And then above her, we have Allie.
Hi.
And we have Phyllis Billis, who's being played by Shar today.
Hi.
And my name is Dash, and I will be kicking us off on this journey that we're about to do. So we at Society Circus Players know that it's sometimes very difficult to watch improv via this virtual environment. So because we are very audience friendly, we decided that we wanted to make our piece for this festival very audience friendly as well. So this is the festival debut of this form that we are doing. And for this, I'm going to share my screen. Anthony already gave me the ability to do so. And I'm going to go ahead and bring
power.
up...
Use it wisely, Dash.
I know. I have to be very careful what screen I click on here. And as you can see, I have opened up to my Disney Plus account. And I'm just going to scroll up and down here on my Disney Plus account. And Disney Plus, get it for $6.99. They did not pay me to do that. But here we are. So what I want from you guys in the audience is to, if you see something interesting, go ahead and let me know. And that is what we'll be using this evening.
Avatar.
Avatar. That's not going to get awkward towards the middle. All right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. Believe it or not, there's going to be a director's commentary track on Avatar that has never been released before, but Disney Plus here has added it to their lineup. We are going to be doing the director's commentary for Avatar ourselves. So let's get this going. Resume. I apparently was already watching this. Cool. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here, just to get us once this gets loaded.
Are we live? Are we live yet, Chesterfield?
You know what? Why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves? Here we go. Oh no.
No.
I'll start. My name is Char Lavoie, and I was in charge of the color blue on this film.
My name is Phyllis Billis. I was in charge of prosthetic makeup.
But not the color blue. I did that.
Right, of course. Just the prosthetic part, not the bluing part.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my name is Babs Fonda. I come from a very distinguished line of film people. Anywho, basically, I was your sci-fi coordinator on this. I basically researched the Avatar, and I basically researched all the scientific mumbo jumbo. Kind of brought it to they kind of just cemented into that.
Team, there seems to be some sort of issue with this video. My name is Chesterfield Evan Purple, and I was the director on this movie. However, we have encountered the unfortunate aspect that Disney keeps such a close tabs on their movies that they won't even allow us to see it.
That's horrible. We made the film. How dare they not allow us to see
it? I know.
I thought Stan talked to them about this. Didn't Stan call them?
We had like a 4-hour meeting about it.
Where's Stan? You cannot count on Stan. He doesn't do anything right.
You know, Stan never paid me on PayPal for our cake that we all bought for Chesterfield's birthday. He still owes me $35.50.
That was a very expensive and delicious cake.
It was. It was delicious. I wasn't a fan of the fruit, though. I ate around it.
The strawberry filling.
How blue the cake was, Chesterfield? Did you notice all the blue on the cake? Guess who did that?
The blue was fantastic.
You did.
Weird because it was a strawberry cake, though.
Yeah, but that's how we do here. We flip things around and we make them just...
I'm sorry, Phyllis, was that a slight upon my work on the cake? Was that a slight? Just because you built an entire movie set on top of the cake does not mean that there was an absence of blue on the top of the cake, Phyllis.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Apology accepted. Babs, why don't you tell us about the science on the movie that you spent all of the time researching?
Yes, I looked into many scientific laboratories.
I'm sorry, Babs. Could you? Charlotte, I was a little annoyed that you put blue on the cake because I feel like we could have done that together. We had a plan. I put the entire movie set on the cake and we had a plan.
Here's the thing, Phyllis. I just find that every time we work together, it's like you have your box and I have my box, and your box is constantly, slowly moving towards my box until eventually it's in my box, and then I don't have my own box anymore, Phyllis.
Well, my box is prosthetics and your box is blue. The boxes are going to merge.
Oh.
Phyllis, I'm working a lot on boundaries, okay? And
All right.
I need to have boundaries.
Is this about Stan?
It's a little bit about Stan.
All right.
I asked you all not to bring it up. I asked you all not to bring it up.
Well, I have to bring it up if you're going to bring it up subconsciously.
But we have to talk about the elephant in the room, okay? It has to be talked about. I know you don't want us to bring it up. I know it's history that you didn't want to bring up, but here we are.
The fact that Babs is remaining silent about my relationship with Stan, I know, Babs. Don't try to hide behind your glasses. I know what happened.
And Babs, you know what you said. You know what you said on that last day of filming.
Let's just bring the blue elephant out into the room, okay?
It's a blue elephant. Oh, Charlevoix, that one's on you then.
All right, Charlevoix, we need to talk for a second here. Just because I know that while the audience is very interested in our personal lives, I feel like we should at least talk a little bit about the movie.
Whatever.
Okay. So because you were in charge of blue, did you have to tint everything blue?
Yes. It was my artistic choice, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And may I just say that scientific research did back up the blue, okay? Carnival, it did.
So I mean, you see these ears over here.
Color.
These ears are some of my best work, actually. Those are hand pressed, and we actually had to put them. We had to do 2 layers. One was sort of a silicone filling, and then the outside was clay.
It's real interesting to get this perspective because as the director of the film, I just ask for pointy ears. I don't really know what goes into them. I don't really know how they're applied. I just say, hey, I would like some pointy ears. So I have to tell you, it's very interesting for me to hear that that you put an inner and an outer layer. I didn't know that's how it worked.
Well, each pair is custom fit for the actor.
Oh.
So it's a lot of work that went into that. And of course, Charlevoix painting them.
Thank you. They're also custom painted.
Absolutely.
The inner and the outer.
Right, because you had to blend them.
And some of the brushes only had 1 hair on them. Do you know how long it takes to paint a whole set of ears with 1 hair on a brush?
Charlevoix, exactly how many different shades of blue did you incorporate?
It is an industry secret, but since this is the behind the scenes director's cut footage, Stan, before we had our disagreement, gave me permission to say it was 142 shades of blue.
That's quite a lot of shades of blue.
Yes.
See, because even for example, his shirt there, it may look yellow, but it only looks yellow in comparison with all the other stuff around it. It's actually a shade of greenish blue there.
Those are correct. Those are prosthetic eyes as well.
Babs, can you tell us a little bit about this scene?
Of course, this is the giving of life mushroom, and this is backed by scientific research, of course. So this is really just the life force of the movie here. And notice that it is pink blue. And here we go, a very realistic, futuristic dinosaur coming right at you.
A futuristic dinosaur.
Backed by scientific research, of course.
Again, I just when I saw in the script there was just two huge monsters that needed to come at each other. I didn't really invest myself. Babs, I just asked you what would be the most realistic, and you said six-legged futuristic dinosaurs.
Yes, I took a genome of a pre-existing dinosaur from the Paleotropic era, and then I created this beautiful animal. He is my pet. Lives in my backyard.
Babs, may I interrupt and say that the Paleotropic era is far superior to the Jurassic era, and I do respect that one decision that you made.
And I respect that you respect that decision. And
I respect that you respect my respect of your decision.
I respect that you respect my respecting of your respecting, and I respect that you chose the right blue for Lucy, and she just loves that shade. Thank you.
I did put at least one drop of blue in every piece of plastic, in every prop. There's at least one drop of blue in every single thing that you're seeing in this movie. Fun fact.
Got you. I can see it. I could definitely see all the blue that was in there. One of the things I wanted to mention was it looks like we're shooting in a very hot and humid tropical rainforest type atmosphere. Just to let you know, that was all acting on the actors' parts. The sweat on their faces.
It was also acting on the scenery's part, however. I do want to point that out.
Right. The scenery also did some excellent acting here. And I remember...
It was prosthetic sweat, if you recall.
And I remember that in the middle of shooting this, we were greeted with a snowstorm that we weren't expecting. And we had to make it look like we were still in a temperate climate.
Oh, global warming.
That's what you get for putting Stan in charge of the weather report.
All right.
Listen, Stan and I had a very passionate evening that night, cuddling
Charlevoix
in front of the fire in the snowstorm, and I do not regret it, Phyllis.
All right.
Charlevoix, I think we should just talk about it. I think we just run us through just the Cliff Notes version of what happened between you and Stan, just so we can get it done and we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Well, I'm sure you all know the Cliff Notes version. I mean, the gossip was rampant on set.
But that's gossip.
Well, even the dinosaurs were talking about it. Stan?
We actually just prostheticized her entire face in this scene.
She didn't have a face?
Well, I mean, we were trying to mold onto her face, but she has we needed a very angular chin for this. Yeah. So what we did was, I don't know if you remember, we used Stan's 6-year-old daughter, and we just added the prosthetics up here so that we could get the narrow chin that we needed. So it was a fun trick.
Phyllis,
she just showed up on stage that way. Again, I don't care about the method. When the scene's going to start, as long as they are on stage and they've got their stuff ready to go, I'm happy. Try to keep my mind clear of those things.
Yeah, this was actually one of my favorite days.
Phyllis.
I'm so sorry.
Stan's 6-year-old daughter is Stella.
Right, Stella. She was great to work with. Actually, this was one of my favorite days of filming. We had a couple of extras in here, but we actually trained most of them, if you remember, Chesterfield. Remember Roger? This is his first gig.
I do. Roger did a fantastic job on his first outing.
Just pure talent.
He was so professional.
Yeah. His scene's about to come up. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my mouse. Can you guys see my mouse there?
He was so professional.
Yes, we can.
And he already had a blue
Yes.
tinge to
Right.
his
I'm
skin.
gonna
Mhm.
point
So
out
nice.
Roger.
It was the inner sadness that he
There
brought
he is.
from
There
within.
he is. There he is.
Oh.
Did you guys see
Oh.
him? He was right there. We just
Oh,
passed him.
Raj.
That was
Raj.
Roger's scene.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
we will
his
be-
cast party? Do you remember the closing party?
Remember, I've got the photos. That was a hell of a cast party. Oh, Phyllis, you
Mhm.
did the prosthetics for his hair, didn't you? Right there.
I
That's-
did. I
that-
did. We needed
a half
something.
mo.
There was just not enough gel in the world to keep it so stiff. So we went ahead and shaved his head and then just,
Gotcha.
made a piece for it.
Right. So Sam Worthington's headpiece right here.
Mhm.
All prosthetics, all this right here.
Yeah, I actually had to mold it straight onto his head to get that really
Ah.
tight fit.
Yeah.
But he was great. He was super easy to work with.
More of Babs's creatures.
Beautiful, gentle beings.
Yeah.
That's Dan, and the other, you can't see her right now, but that's Stella. We actually named her after Stan's
Oh,
daughter.
that's so
Yeah.
nice.
I need to bring something up for a second because I feel like this needs to be talked about in the director's commentary. I know it made a few message boards with the fans
Oh.
online. But I asked you, I said, Babs, there's going to be different scenes, one where he's riding a horse and another scene where the two blue creatures are having sex. And I asked you to accommodate that. Why did you choose to make the same appendage be the attachment for riding and also for intercourse?
Because that was, biologically correct,
Mhm.
and all of the
Oh,
research
okay.
that
Hmm.
I did really just assumed that, this is what would have happened if evolution had if you just let evolution go, right?
Gotcha.
So, and plus, cut down on cost, right?
Mhm,
You always
sure.
like to cut down on that cost.
Oh yeah, I didn't have to CGI or do prosthetics on two different limbs.
Oh,
So I got that. That was nice, but I don't know. I just feel like it's sort of weird. Like the logic sort of tracks. Like if I wanted to ride a camel, I would have to get on top of the camel and attach the same appendage with which I perform the beast
Chesterfield,
with two backs.
why are you so hung up on this?
I just think it's weird, and I think so. Here's what happened: is once we released the
Listen.
movie, I feel like the message of the movie was taken away by everybody wondering why the blue creature's penis attached to the pterodactyl thing.
it
You know?
happens with
Were
every
people
great
wondering
movie.
that?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. As a matter of fact, it's
Okay.
all anybody could talk about after the movie.
Okay, I thought that
I
that was
mean-
just a rumor that Stan was starting.
All I was
Oh.
talking about after the movie was what happened with Stan.
Well,
And-
you
and
never
what
really
happened.
finished that story,
Yeah.
Charlevoix.
Hold on, let me get my tea.
Stan and I had a
Oh,
very
you know what? This is
sen-
actually a prosthetic necklace that I had to build sort of a we're just kind of on the spot because remember Jill was out and she was in charge of accessories.
You were just so busy all the time, Phyllis.
Well, it was a long movie.
It was a very long movie. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and fast forward a little bit here on the clips so that we can get
Right, while
towards the climax.
This was 15
While
years
he's doing
of our
that,
life.
speaking of climax, Charlevoix, you want to finish that story about you
There it
and
is. Speaking
Stan?
of climax.
Okay, so Stan got the movie gig, right? And he
Oh,
knows
this is where it was snowing. Remember I said it was snowing and we had to
Oh,
accommodate?
right.
So we just made it look like there was a fire and tons of ash. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was-
Charlevoix, continue.
Actually, these are prosthetic wings as well. Because remember, we
mhm.
started with that hawk, and then the wingspan wasn't big enough. So that was a pretty fun project because most of the other prosthetics were for humans. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
this scene is actually very painful. This is when he hired Muskegon, who was in charge of Red, and you can see
There's
her
Roger again.
stamp
Did you see
on
him?
all
There's
of
Roger.
this.
Oh, Roger was such a natural talent.
Yeah.
Really, just we will see his name in lights soon.
Okay, Charlevoix, we're coming to the end of the movie now.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and tell us
Yeah.
what happened with Stan?
Okay, so Stan gets hired by you, Chesterfield, because he's the best in the business. And Stan and I have been friends and sometimes more than friends for years. And Stan and I had a very sensual, loving, adult encounter on the set.
Oh my gosh, this part was actually really interesting because we
Yeah.
had to
Oh, that's it. That's the end of the movie. All right. Thank you guys for joining us here. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry we didn't get to hear what ended up happening with Stan, but we do appreciate you guys coming out. Yeah.
but we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Society Circuit players, give it up.